Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. I am Yvette Bowens with the details. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and workers' unions have come to an agreement on terms of wage increase for all government workers and tax adjustments. Addressing a press conference today, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, announced that there will be an increase of 7% over 3 years, an increase in the personal tax standard deduction from $20,000 to $22,000, and a reduction of top personal income tax marginal rate from 30% to 28%.
We decided that over the next 3 years, 7%. So we haven't done too badly there because we sought to get 9% over 3 years, but we finally went down to 7%. So in 2023, end of January, we will get 2.5%, and this is for all workers. In 2024, 2.0%, and in 2025, 2.5%. We also agreed that there should be an increase in the personal income tax standard deduction to $22,000. Last time it was, before we made this decision, it was $20,000. So it means that people who are below that per year were not really paying the tax. So we have more or less up the threshold to $22,000. Which is a very important achievement. And the third area that we agreed is that a reduction of the top personal tax marginal rate to 28%, remove it from 30%. So we didn't only look at those at the bottom, but we look at those at the top.
This agreement comes after several meetings with the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, representatives of the Police Welfare Association and the Public Service Union present at today's press conference said though they are not happy with the 7%, they are still grateful. President of the Public Service Union, Ariel Oliveira, said the negotiation was not only about a wage increase, but to create a positive impact on the lives of Vincentians.
We began that preparation a long time ago. The government, of course, went ahead and implemented their 1% custom service charge. We saw the spiraling cost of a lot of stuff, increased cost of living. 2022, this year was really hard. Last year was difficult. And so we put together a package. And I want to say, when we sat down and look at the organizations that are leading these sort of activities or addressing issues affecting workers, not just public servants, policemen, teachers. We were looking at Vincentians and what they were experiencing. So when we sat down to put together a document, it was not merely to look at salary increases, but to look at what are the other ways in which we can create a positive impact on the lives of Vincentians that were struggling.
Representative of the Police Welfare Association, Germano Douglas, thanked the hard-working team involved in the negotiation, which he dubbed a success.
If you ask me if this is enough, I would say no. But given the principles as explained, sustainability and the others of the finances, I would say this is a start for us. I want to thank also the other unions, the other members who are a part of the team, helping me to understand what negotiations is about and what salary and pension increases, however, is about. We worked well as a team. If you ask me, I'll say yes, I'll work with them again. They taught me a lot, they helped me along the way. So, just want to say thanks.
Farmers across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including cannabis farmers, are being told to start preparations now to produce more food as the country looks towards an increase in the volume of tourists coming into this country. Speaking on the API's Morning SVG program yesterday, Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Sabota Caesar, said the government has already started to put things in place to assist farmers and in so doing aid increased food production.
Of the commodities that they will be purchasing, we'll be getting that list, I think, in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. What we're going to do is that we're going to call meetings at the food terminal markets. So we always return to our base, the food terminal markets. We are going to have the farmers there. We are going to have a process where we distribute the seeds, because we can't wait until the first order to begin to try or to do the experiments as to what soils, which areas, which farmers are we going to target. So we're going to start the process now. And all of this is going towards, one, reducing the food import bill, two, ensuring that food is always available, accessible and affordable in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Citing Sandals Beaches Resort as an example of the type of traffic they are expecting to see very soon, Minister Caesar said 1,500 persons will move through Sandals Beaches Resort weekly when they open their doors here, and farmers are being told to be ready to meet increased demand.
Of the tourism sector, the Marriotts, the La Vues, the Holiday Inns, the Sandals, and all the traditional hospitality establishments that we have here in the country, the daily flights from American Airlines bringing more persons to the country, the Airbnbs. We're going to have more persons in our country to feed, and we cannot import more food to feed our guests. We have to grow more food, and this we are going to witness an excellent opportunity to increase the production, not only for export, but for local consumption by our citizens and also by our guests. Last night I had a lengthy conversation.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, like other countries in the Eastern Caribbean, continues to feel the effects of inadequate air transportation, significantly impacting on persons' ability to move and higher prices for airline tickets. Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antwine, on a visit to this country recently, expressed the view that the economies of the region are suffering as a result of reduced air connectivity, compounding a bad situation created by the shock of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. During an interview dubbed Conversations with the Governor, broadcast on SVG-TV, Governor Antwine said regional air connectivity is one of the biggest factors hampering the recovery of the region's economies. The governor noted that the lack of air connectivity, where people are finding it difficult to move around the region, is creating a drag on the economy. However, he revealed that plans are afoot to find a solution to the problem.
This is an issue that is top of mind for heads of government, and we are also involved in some of those discussions. The thinking of our heads right now is a sort of two-pronged strategy. Try to get additional capacity so that we could immediately improve the current situation. In many of our countries now, we are relying on twice-a-week flights from Liat, which has only 2 planes. We are relying on American Airlines, which is some of our countries a daily service. We are relying on British Airways twice a week to get in and out of our member countries. And like we've indicated, in some cases you have to go up to Miami and come back down. But that means you have to have a US visa. So the first thing is to try to create some additional capacity. There's work going on there now. I will reserve additional comment because I want statements to be made by the appropriate Prime Minister at the appropriate time. And then the second phase is really to a longer term strategy for how we will, using a combination of public and private sector initiatives or capacity airlift, to be able to address sustainably the need for airlift across the region.
Vincentians are this evening being told to be prepared as the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Meteorological Services continues to monitor the progress of a strong tropical wave located over the tropical Atlantic. At 11 a.m., the axis of the tropical wave was located along longitude 54 degrees west, or about 480 miles, that's 770 kilometers, southeast of the Windward Islands, and moving westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. The latest model guidance suggests that environmental conditions could become more favorable for gradual development as it approaches the Windward Islands, and there is a high chance, specifically 70%, that a tropical depression could form during the next few days. Regardless of development, heavy showers, thunderstorm activity, strong gusty winds, and deterioration in sea conditions are expected across SVG from late Wednesday. Residents are advised to make the necessary preparations and keep updated on the progress of this system. Several Vincentians are being afforded the opportunity to find employment with Beaches Sandals Resort in the Turks and Caicos Island. To this end, the Beaches Resorts, assisted by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, will host a recruitment drive here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from the 27th to 29th of September 2022. The drive, during which the resort is hoping to fill 45 vacancies for its Turks and Caicos property, will take place at the Hospitality and Maritime Training Institute at Diamond Industrial Estate. Past students of the SVG-CC who graduated with associate degrees in hospitality, tourism, or culinary arts are being specially encouraged to register for the event by calling 784-458-4612 or emailing dtveoffice@svgcc.vc. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has said that an investigation has been launched into the circumstances surrounding the death of an American tourist, 24-year-old Alicia Zebutis of Chicago, Illinois. The police in a release said that according to the reports, the deceased and her husband arrived in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the 14th of September 2022. The following day, the 15th of September 2022, the deceased and her husband, along with a group of people, went hiking along the Lasso Frere Mountain Trail. At about 4 p.m. later, the same day, officers attached to the Georgetown police station were informed that a member of the group had collapsed and was in urgent need of medical attention. Mrs. Zebutis was transported to the Georgetown Hospital. She was later pronounced dead by the district medical officer. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is among several Caribbean countries earmarked to benefit from the implementation of a regional project to reduce the high incidence of non-communicable diseases. The Caribbean Development Bank has partnered with the Caribbean Public Health Agency to implement a regional project to develop a framework for Caribbean moves. The project will build on the momentum of ongoing national programs intended to increase physical activity and healthy eating and curb the high rates of NCDs in the region. Caribbean Moves was launched in Kingston, Jamaica earlier this week and will support health promotion activities in Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Belize, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Montserrat, St. Lucia, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is expected to build on the successes of similar initiatives in Barbados, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Trinidad and Tobago. The bank has committed in excess of US $175,000 in financial and technical resources to develop Caribbean moves and support successful implementation. Miss SVG contestant Ariel Oliveira is advocating for greater awareness for the hearing and speech impaired as part of her community project. Ariel Oliveira is the St. Vincent Brewery's sponsored contestant number 5 in the upcoming Miss SVG pageant. Oliveira says the SVG Beauty Shows Committee has mandated that all 8 contestants plan and execute a one-week community project on a selected theme as part of their preparations for the pageant. She notes that her main focus is on advocacy for the disabled, specifically the hearing and speech impaired, different but able, silently signing and striving. Sponsorship for her project is being provided by the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union, GECU. The activities for the week started on Sunday, September 18th and will end on September 24th, 2022.